Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and it's a brand new month, so here's everything I picked up for Blu-ray and 4K for September 2021. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, it is a brand new month, so it's time to go over everything I picked up on Blu-ray and 4K for September 2021. There were a ton of new releases this past month. I didn't spend a whole lot of my budget on stuff I've had on my Amazon wish list or anything like catalog title-wise. There was one or two thrown in there, but for the most part, it was all new releases. And of course, I'm saving money for the impending onslaught of titles coming out in October and November. So yeah, this one is just basically just new releases. There was a ton to talk about and a lot of titles that I was very excited to see, so let's not waste any time. Just a couple of normal Blu-rays this month. Usually I have a nice healthy balance between Blu-ray and 4K. There's only really two here. So one was actually a catalog title, but this is a somewhat recent release, and that is The Swordsman. I haven't seen this one yet. I actually saw a trailer for it. I was very intrigued, but I will be checking this one out very shortly, and I'll probably post something up on my Letterboxd. So if you follow me over there, you'll know my thoughts on the film. But yes, I like a good swords and maybe sorcery tale. But yeah, I'm excited to check this one out. So I will let you know in the future how I thought this one is. And then, of course, you know, as a 3D Blu-ray collector, I still like to keep my eyes out for new releases. And this one kind of came out of nowhere. It was actually released in late July, but due to international shipping, it just got here in September. And that is Jumanji: The Next Level. I was very excited to see this one on 3D Blu-ray, and it doesn't disappoint. It's a really good image. And, you know, for us collectors, we take what we can get at this point. So, I did post a review on the channel. If you want to hear my thoughts on that one, go ahead and check it out. But, yeah, long story short, if you're a 3D fan, yeah, definitely pick this one up on 3D Blu-ray when you get a chance. And of course, one of the big releases of this one came out a couple months back internationally, but here in the States finally, and that is Zack Snyder's Justice League on 4K. Very excited that we have this one on physical format. You know, as streaming has its uses here and there, but I like a movie to actually be available physically on disc. So we're glad that we have it here now in the States. Unfortunately, did not get my hands on the Steelbook. I'm still hopeful that it'll show up on Best Buy's website. But if it does, I will definitely snag that. And I'm just glad to have this one on physical formats. This one, of course, I'm a big MCU fan. I have like all the Steelbooks, and you know, it's just something I will, you know, have, of course, have to have it in my collection. And that is Marvel's Black Widow, Best Buy exclusive Steelbook edition of this. I actually like the artwork on the Steelbook case. I think it really works. The movie itself, really, you know, really a good picture quality and audio. I think it's really, you know, pretty good for even a Disney Marvel film. But, and it also has native 4K, which I'm a big fan of. If you want to hear my thoughts on it, I did post a review of it on the channel. But yeah, it's a fine. It's not the best of the Marvel, you know, Cinematic Universe entries. It's about mid-tier for me, but it's still, you know, worthwhile, and absolutely happy to have this one in my collection. This one was also a catalog title that just got released a couple weeks ago, and that is Hansel and Gretel: Witch Hunters. You know, the movie itself, it's fine. It's something that you don't really take too seriously, but you know, Jeremy Renner looks like he's having fun in it. And you know, I got this for the Amazon price for $9. So you know, when they did that, I don't know if it was a mistake or something. And since I already had this one on pre-order, they didn't cancel it. So for $9, I'm not going to say no to this. And I did a review for the channel also, so if you want to check that out. But if you like, you know, if you like the Resident Evil films, I think it's a lot in those lines. You know, as far as, you know, what quality goes, but it's still fun to watch, and it's actually a very decent 4K. As a physical media collector, we all have our preferences when we collect movies, whether it's in a box set with multiple movies in one collection or individually. I tend to prefer the individual releases, and it just looks nicer on my shelf in my opinion. So late last year, the Alfred Hitchcock collection was released with 4 of his films, and I did buy the box sets, but I was very happy that they were going to release these individually, so I thought I would double dip. And of course, Vertigo came out just this past month, and I'm a big fan of this film. I feel that it's one of his most visually, you know, appealing movies. It looks great on 4K, and I'm just happy to have this one as an individual title on my collection. And of course, the same time, Rear Window also got released. And I really feel that Hitchcock as a director is one that a lot of modern day directors try to emulate, and they don't often succeed in that way, but he's really got a great storytelling narrative about him, and visually, you know, he knows what he wants in front of the camera. So yeah, Rear Window, I would definitely check that out. Now, all the movies are available in individual releases, so check those out if you're a fan. Of course, one of my favorite movies, definitely in my top 25 of all time, The Shawshank Redemption. I absolutely love this film, and it's got a really nice picture. The audio is, you know, it's not really an upgraded audio, but it still sounds very good. And just, this movie, it moves me in a lot of ways. And I would absolutely highly recommend you pick this one up. Whether you get the slipcover or steelbook, The Shawshank Redemption is on 4K, and you should absolutely have this one in your library. This is another situation of double dipping, but I was not intending to. One of the things about running a YouTube channel is sometimes when you order things through mail, it doesn't always show up. So I ordered the Steelbook edition of this one, and I got a delay notice from Best Buy, and it didn't show up until like that, you know, almost the weekend. But I did get the Steelbook eventually, and that is John Carpenter's The Thing on 4K. And what can I say about this movie? It's incredible. I think it's a great transfer, and I would, you know, it's for horror films. This is really kind of a benchmark, and it's just a fantastic movie, and it's absolutely worth owning twice. You know, just, you know, based off the slipcover edition, which is pretty much the original poster art. I am a fan. What can I say? The movie is incredible, and, you know, whether I end up keeping both copies or not, that's, you know, to be determined down the line. But in the meantime, The Thing on 4K is an absolute, you have to have this one in your collection. Another release from Warner Brothers this month is the classic Stanley Kubrick film, and that is A Clockwork Orange on 4K Ultra HD. This movie is definitely one of his most controversial, but the 4K is absolutely worth it if you're a fan of the film. And it really has a great look to it. HDR is fantastic. And, you know, I understand why a lot of people get turned off by this particular film. I get it. But, you know, if you're a Kubrick fan and you really, really like pretty much anything from his library, yes, definitely pick this one up on 4K. I did a review for the channel, so check that one out if you want to hear my thoughts. This is one of the most recent releases, came out this past week, and that is from Universal, and that is The Forever Purge. If you're a fan of the Purge franchise, you're probably going to enjoy this one. I enjoy good alternate history tales. And for me, I think it definitely does that. The Forever Purge, it's decent. It's a decent film. I like this one a little bit more than the last one. And I still think, you know, there's some life left in the franchise. Apparently they are making at least one more. But yeah, the 4K looks good. It actually has a really good Atmos track. So you're definitely in for a treat if you have a good home theater setup. Forever Purge is on 4K Blu-ray. And this is well, technically this is an early release. This was supposed to come out on October 5th, as you'll probably notice next week during my announcement video. But certain Best Buy stores got at least the first movie in, some got the second one in. The Scream Factory edition of Halloween from John Carpenter. I did a review for the channel, and I absolutely recommend this one. The new transfer is fantastic. And I think Scream Factory did a great job with this. And it's really I would say it's a very good overall packaging. I like it a lot. I'm still waiting on 2 and 3 to come in the mail, which I'll have reviews for those in the next month or so. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Carpenter's Halloween, and the original here on 4K. Yes, I highly recommend it. Check out my review. And this one was Disney live action, which can be sometimes a hit or miss. But I actually really enjoyed it. It was one of the first movies actually, I think it was the first movie I saw back in the theaters, to come think of it. But that is Disney's live action Cruella. Decent movie. Emma Stone is great in it. The 4K picture is really good, and the audio is good as well. It's not great. It's typical Disney fare when it comes to the audio, but I think visually it looks fantastic. I did not do a review for the channel. I may, tackle that at a later date, but I recommend the movie. And it comes in several different editions, but for me, of course, Best Buy exclusive Steelbook is the way to go. And like I said, the Disney live actions can be, some can be good, some can be bad. I think Cruella definitely falls more into the good. So yeah, check that one out. And continuing the Fast and the Furious franchise this month is the new release of F9, the Fast Saga, Best Buy exclusive steelbook for this. If you're a fan of these movies and you're all the way into part 9, you know what you're getting into, so I don't really have to explain it. It's pretty much, you know, it's just par for the course from the other films in the franchise. I enjoyed it. I know some people had some issues with it, but it's just what it is. It's nothing more, nothing less. And I think it's a good 4K edition. I think if you're a fan of these films, the 4Ks are definitely the way to go. And the Atmos track is very good. It has a good immersive track to it. And picture quality is also pretty well done. Check out my review if you want to hear my thoughts further. This next group of titles, I was very excited, got an announcement. And I know some people had complaints that why did they only put the first 4 movies on and not the first 6? You know, that's Paramount doing whatever they're doing. I expect to see the additional sequels in the future, like probably sooner rather than later. Star Trek, the original movie collection, the first 4 movies, I did a review for the channel if you want to hear all my thoughts about it. Long story short, yes, it is absolutely worth the upgrade. They look fantastic, and the audio sounds good too, even though they didn't really upgrade it in the audio department. But I still I'm very happy that these movies are on 4K. I'm a big fan of the franchise. So yeah, Star Trek, the 4 movie collection, yes, please check these out on 4K. And this one is another one. This was on my wish list, I believe, at the beginning of the year. I know I should have asked for $1 million. I've gotten so many on my wish list already this year. But yeah, I'm very excited that this one came out, and that is M. Night Shyamalan's Unbreakable, Best Buy Steelbook Edition for this one. I'm a huge fan of this movie. I know a lot of people love The Sixth Sense, and I do too. But for me, Unbreakable, as a comic book fan, this one just really scratched that itch at a time when comic book movies were not all that, you know, frequent. I know we get them multiple times a year now, and that's wonderful, but a more grounded comic book story, I think one of M. Night Shyamalan's best shot films. And the 4K is a very good transfer. Audio-wise is okay as well, but I think the picture quality is for the type of movie that it is and how it was shot, it looks great on 4K. And yeah, Unbreakable, great film, great film. And this one was an A24 exclusive on the 4K format. I was very happy to see it come out. And that is The Last Black Man in San Francisco from A24. It is only exclusive to their website. I ordered it, went up for sale, and I literally had it in my hands like 3 days later. It's very quick, and I haven't had a chance to check out the 4K transfer, but I did watch it in 4K digitally, and I think it looked great in that method. But I'm expecting the physical copy to look even better, and I'll probably post a review over on Letterboxd and letting you know my thoughts on how I feel that The Last Black Man in San Francisco looks on 4K. So that is everything I picked up on Blu-ray and 4K for September 2021. Now it's your turn in the comment section below. Let me know what you picked up this month and what are you looking forward to in October and November. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.